Hey everybody,
Let's do this.
week 6 tips.
Hey,
Here we go.
What week 6 means is that we only have 2 weeks left after this week for the challenge. And that means 3 weeks until spring break. So
Yeah.
rock the spring break goals.
Here we go.
Last 3 weeks.
Week 6 tips. So here's what we got. We got nutrition. We're gonna talk smoothies.
Ooh.
We're gonna talk about the push-up, and we're gonna talk about the multi and the fish oil. So there's a lot here.
Okay.
This is I'm excited about this.
I'm excited too.
Yeah, we haven't even talked about it yet, but it's already my favorite. So we're gonna talk first. We're talking about smoothies. So
you sound like me in my classes.
So
okay, sorry.
So why smoothies? Okay, macro management. So it helps you hit your macros. Okay, and we'll talk about more of that in a second. Fill nutritional gaps. Okay, oftentimes people are missing different nutrients.
Yeah.
Like macros, and last week we talked about fiber.
Yeah.
Okay. Nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Crappy talk last week. This week we're cleaning it up.
We're gonna clean it up. We're gonna clean it up.
Talking vitamins.
Yeah. So nutritional gaps, and then also lean earner versus fat burner strategy. So the smoothies or the shakes or the decisions you make with that, well, it'll depend on if you're a lean earner or a fat burner. And the difference is if you're a lean earner, everybody exercising, we're looking to burn fat and build skeletal mass. That's it. Those are the 2 things we're looking to do. Now, sometimes as a lean earner, you have to prioritize a strategy to build skeletal mass. That's your main priority, your main strategy. And on the back end, you'll end up increasing lean body mass to burn fat. But if you're a fat burner, that means that you're prioritizing strategies to burn fat as your main priority. So hopefully that makes sense.
Yep.
There's a difference there. So
Yep,
talk to your coach if you're unaware of where you are at.
Which one you are at.
First
Okay.
one I'm talking about is the Crusher coffee, the Keto Crusher coffee. Okay, so here's what it is. It's 1 tablespoon of ghee, 1 tablespoon of MCT oil, 2 to 3 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream, 2 to 3 cups of your favorite coffee, and then I put 2 scoops of collagen in it, and then sugar-free sweetener. And I actually will have a video. I have Quinley and I shot a video this morning. So then you blend it. You have to blend it and then serve. So here's the macros on it. So it is nearly 500 calories, hardly any carbs. It's mainly fat and protein. So it's great for carb backloading. Okay, so here's what's typically in it.
Ooh.
Okay, so you got your I use bulletproof
So like the
coffee.
messy kitchen, is that part of it too, or that's optional?
Well, if you don't have a messy kitchen, then you're doing something wrong, I think.
That's what
I think you're doing
that's
something
our
wrong.
excuse.
Yeah.
What's yours?
Yeah. So
So
I have a video that talks more about this that I'll share with you guys.
Okay.
Okay, so number 2, protein shake. This is more of a lean earner shake. Okay, so 1 scoop of protein. We've been using BioPro. The banana adds some fructose, some sugar. Okay, for you lean earners out there that might need a little bit more carbohydrates in their diet. Milk or almond milk. Okay, we typically use milk. Fat burner is going to use almond milk, and then 2 tablespoons of fiber, and then we use a red
Teaspoons?
2 teaspoons. Yeah, that's typically about 5 grams. 5 grams, the one that we use anyway, and I can share what we typically add in for fiber. We use either Advocare or just plain psyllium husk that you can get on Amazon, and then we use the Reg product from Advocare. Yeah,
Network channel.
Heck yeah. And then if you want to just do a replacement shake, you can do that too. So this is just super easy. You dump it in and shake it and drink it. Okay. So those are some options. So
I love it.
yeah. Now we're gonna move on to the exercise tip.
Okay, let's do it.
The exercise tip is the push-up, like AKA EARTHDOWNS.
That's if you're really, really strong.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So mechanical metabolism. That's a word that I coined. So we're working the metabolism out of the pectoralis area, so your chest muscles, your triceps, and your core. So we're building muscles now. Doing the push-up right is important. Okay. Now a lot of people will say, "Hey, you're doing it wrong." Well, I always say that doing it wrong is sitting at home eating Cheetos in your bed with the lights off. Okay, that's doing it wrong. And
Lisa's Cheetos.
yeah, Lisa's Cheetos. So now again, like everybody starts in their own spot, but what I'm going to share with you guys, what we're going to share is like how to be the best you can doing push-ups. So some of the problems people may have in doing push-ups that affect their movements is having a weak core. Okay, so we talked about the plank already. So having a weak core is something that you could have that's going to make your push-up suffer. Now, sometimes when people do a push-up, their shoulder blades elevate. Okay, and if your shoulder blades elevate while doing a push-up, well, that's gonna make it harder to get your chest muscle to lengthen and shorten, like it should be doing to, like I said, to build muscle and to build metabolism. Okay.
All
And the
right.
other thing is too is don't be a snake.
Ooh.
I'm gonna talk about that. So do not be a snake. So I have her go all the way to the ground. She's gonna do a hand release push-up. Okay, so give me a few. Hand release. There. Good, just like that. Okay, give me like 3 more, Heidi. So 1, hand release, 2, okay, 3. Those are great. Now, let's show them what not to do. Right. So now, one of the problems is having your shoulder blades. Yeah, well, having your shoulder blades elevate. So sometimes shoulder blades elevate. So let's show them that. Let's see if she gets it. Okay, yeah, so yeah, there you go. Good. So go ahead and do a push up. There you go, like that. So sometimes when people do push ups, their shoulder blades don't move. Okay, when you do a push up, your blades should move. Now, what I would tell her is, Heidi, when you go down to a push up, squeeze your shoulder blades together. So stick your chest out as you do your push up. Stick your chest out. There you go. Good. Now the shoulder blades are moving. If the shoulder blades are moving, that means that your chest muscle can lengthen appropriately, okay, to allow that muscle to be worked all the way up. So go ahead. So there, yep, and then back up like that. That's called a snake. That's when I say don't be a snake, that's what that is. Now, I'm not saying that's the wrong way to do a push-up. If you want to get stronger and you want to be the best that you can be, and you want to help your body by building a better metabolism, you want to try to do a push-up without staking it. Okay, so staking it, do one more snake. Let's go down. So you see how her hips are the last to leave the ground. Now do it the right way, Heidi, where your hips go up first. So down, there you go, like that. Now do a hand release because it really shows when you do a hand release. There you go, like that. Good. You see how her hips and her chest leave the ground about at the same time. All right, and there you go. Good. You can break that. Nice job. So yeah, so that's the proper way to do a push-up.
I love it.
Supplement tip of the week is multi and fish oil.
All right.
All right.
Let's talk about them.
Buckle up. Here we go.
All right.
So why fish oil? Okay. They don't make fish oil because they taste good. That's not why you take fish oil. Definitely do not chew your fish oil. Pop them and swallow them. So fish oil, what is fish oil? It's when you look at fish oil,
yeah,
it's fatty acids, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And to break it down, in the fish oil, if you look at the back of the ingredients, it's going to say either if it just says fish oil, likely not a high quality product. But if it shows you the EPA and DHA breakdown, and if the EPA is higher than the DHA, that means it's going to be a higher quality fish oil.
Okay. So EPA, or you want to have more EPA.
Yep.
Than DHA.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So now here's what it does. So you look at the cell here. See if I can.
Do you have a specific number?
Usually like
well,
the Advocare is 600 milligrams to 400 milligrams, somewhere in there.
So a 3-to-2 ratio,
yeah.
totaling 1,000 milligrams.
Well, I would recommend having probably 2,000 to 4,000 to 6,000 milligrams a day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
So in that range, I know I do closer to 6,000 a day.
Okay.
So I do 3 in the morning, 3 at night. Probably closer to 6,000.
Okay.
So here's what fatty acids do. So fish oil they're either fatty acids, and your cell membrane wall is made of fatty acids. Okay, so if you have
all your billions of cells in your body,
billions of cells,
like that.
So if you have a low intake of fatty acids, your cell walls may be compromised. Okay, and what that means is if your cell wall is compromised, you're not getting your cell walls aren't as permeable as they should be, and the transfer of nutrients isn't going to be as efficient. So making sure you have fish oil is important. Okay, so that could be one of the breakdowns in the chain is poor cellular permeability. It's a big word. Healthy cells, healthy you. Now, also, it's great for heart health. So right now, Advocare's Omegaplex, you can buy 2 for $30. Okay, that's because February is Heart Health Month. So we're doing that up until the end of the month. And then it's great for skin, hair, nails. Nails. Now, why multivitamin? Why would you take a multivitamin? Let's scoot us over here.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, multivitamin because of this.
Yeah.
That's why.
Do you want me to explain this, or do you want to? you want me to explain this first?
This is the metabolic pathway of life. There's a lot going on.
Mhm.
So your body needs a lot of ingredients to make it happen. Okay. Now,
Yeah.
if you're sitting at home eating Cheetos all day with the lights off, then you might not need as many. But if you're trying to be the best that you can be, and you're trying to be a better version of you, you want to make sure you cover your bases, right? So that's what multivitamins do. They're going to help you cover all of that. So here's an awesome chart that I like to talk about. Okay, this is 2015, a few years ago. Okay, now this is percentage less than estimated average requirement. Okay, so now this is like shortfalls of nutrients in a big population of us, of people. So at the top is potassium. All right, so what that means is the people in this study had 97% less potassium than they should have. Okay,
Mhm.
so this is how much deficient they were. Fiber, 95% less than they should have.
Mhm.
Okay, so if that say would be 100%, that means that they got zero, right? So this is a biggie, guys, and these are all all nutrients that that previous slide. We need these to keep your metabolism going. So here's just some things that happen with potassium. Okay, it's a mineral that's crucial for life. Okay, heart, kidneys, other organs. Fiber allows you to eliminate. We talked about that last week, and absorb. Vitamin D has been linked to a lot of bad things that happen if you're low on it. So get your vitamin D in, right? Oops, I linked to it. Sorry, hold on. There's a link in there. Okay, so choline needed to produce acetylcholine, which is an important neurotransmitter for memory. Okay, mood, muscle control, and other brain and nervous system functions. So there's a lot going on here, guys. But make sure that you take your pills. Those are good.
God, you have a video of that.
I'm not gonna play it though. Yeah. So, anyways, guys, hopefully that helps understand
Yeah,
that a little bit. But
I love it. And I was gonna say, so everybody has their own personal views on vitamins and supplements
Yep.
and all of that stuff. As a dietitian, I always recommend the basics of a multivitamin, fish oil, calcium, and vitamin D. So typically, calcium and vitamin D are really important. That's just the basics.
Yeah.
You know, the thing about a lot of those vitamins is if your body does not need them for that huge pathway of metabolism, you're just going to excrete them out in urine or acid somehow, right?
Yeah.
So you cannot have too, I don't want to say it the wrong way, but you just can't have too much of a good thing, right?
Yeah.
And so people that are like, I get all my nutrition in food, you know, if you look at that metabolic pathway, chances are you probably don't. If you think about that study that showed 97% deficiency in potassium and choline and all of that stuff, that's not a good place to be.
Yep.
As a woman, I will say your metabolic powerhouse is a big part of, or your adrenal glands, your adrenals are a big part of your metabolic powerhouse. And so, in order to have adrenal health, some of those vitamins are necessary. You know, when we talk about like, oh, we're gaining weight, our bodies are changing because of hormones, and we want it to be a reason. We want our thyroid to be an issue. We want, you know, fatigue to be based on cortisol or whatever it is. But a lot of it is just because we just need to focus on adrenal health. And some of those vitamins just feed into that. You know, calcium's a big one. You know, calcium and vitamin D are two big ones that really focus on adrenal health. If you're not getting, you know, I can honestly say I don't drink milk often. I eat yogurt, I eat a ton of cheese, but chances are I'm not getting enough calcium in my diet. You could say you think you are, but with bone, you know, calcification, you know, we want to consider all those things as we get older. So
Yeah.
little things like that, like taking a dang vitamin every day, is an easy way to make sure that your body's getting all the things that it needs in order to work efficiently.
Well said.
Okay.
Well said. Thank you. Now, closing thoughts. Here are my closing thoughts. A chain is no stronger than its weakest link. In life, after all, Nicole, it's a chain by William James. Okay, what is your weakest link? Everybody has a weakness, right? Everybody has a challenge. Everybody has something they need to overcome. So it's important to understand what you're chasing, what you can do to fix that weakest link, so you can be as strong as you can be.
And that can change.
Yeah.
Day to day, week to week,
For
month
sure.
to month, you know,
Yep.
just about the time when you feel like you got your crap together,
Yep.
you blow out your knee or whatever it is.
Right. Yeah, that happens.
But it's a
And you
journey,
blow
and
it
so we
together.
want to be with you on that
Yep.
journey. You
Yeah.
know, we want to be with you when you're like, son of a bee, my kids are horrible this month, and I'm sitting in my room in the dark eating Cheetos more often than I should. You know, we want to talk to you guys about that.
Yeah.
So the weakest link can change.
Yep. You got this.
Okay.
Thanks,
Yeah.
everybody.
Bye, guys.